My name is Leo. I live in a small town with my mother, father, and younger sister. Our house is not big, but it is warm and full of love. Every morning, I wake up early. I wash my face, brush my teeth, and eat breakfast with my family. My mom makes eggs and bread. Sometimes she makes porridge. My sister always drinks milk. After breakfast, I put on my shoes and go to school. I walk to school because it is not far. It takes me only 10 minutes. On the way, I see trees, birds, and sometimes my friends. We walk together and talk. School starts at 8 o'clock. My favorite subject is English. I like learning new words. My teacher is kind and helps me when I don't understand something. During break time, I eat a small snack and play with my friends. We run and laugh a lot. Sometimes we play football. Sometimes we just sit and talk. I like these moments because they make me happy. In the afternoon, I return home. My mother is usually cooking lunch. The smell of food fills the house. I take off my shoes, wash my hands, and help set the table. We eat together and talk about our day. My father tells stories. He is funny and makes us laugh. After lunch, I do my homework. My sister does her homework too. We sit at the table and try to finish before evening. Sometimes, I help her if she cannot answer a question. I like helping her. It makes me feel like a good big brother. When the homework is done, I go outside. I ride my bicycle or play with the neighbors. The sun shines on my face, and the wind feels soft. I enjoy these times. They are simple, but they make me feel free. In the evening, we have dinner. My mom makes soup or rice with vegetables. We all eat together again. After dinner, we sit in the living room. My dad drinks tea. My mom knits a sweater. My sister plays with her toys. I read a book or draw pictures. Sometimes, we watch a movie on the small TV. We laugh and enjoy the time. Before bed, I brush my teeth again and change into my pajamas. My mom tells us a short story. Then she kisses us goodnight. I close my eyes and think about my day. I feel safe. I feel loved. I feel happy. Every day is not perfect. Sometimes I feel sad. Sometimes I make mistakes. But my family is always there. They support me and help me become better. I dream about my future. I want to travel, meet new people, and learn more English. I believe I can do it if I keep trying. One day, something different happened. I was walking to school, just like every other day. But on the road, I saw a small puppy. It was sitting near a tree. It looked cold and hungry. I stopped. I looked around, but there was no one. The puppy looked at me with big eyes. It did not bark or move. It just sat there and looked scared. I walked slowly toward it. I didn't want to scare it more. I took out a piece of bread from my bag and gave it to the puppy. At first, it didn't move. Then it smelled the bread and slowly started eating. I smiled. I felt happy to help. I sat near the puppy for a minute. It looked at me again, and this time it wagged its tail. I wanted to take the puppy with me, but I had to go to school. I was getting late, so I ran to school and promised myself that I would come back after class. After school, I went straight to the tree. The puppy was still there. This time, it was lying down resting. When it saw me, it stood up. I felt it remembered me. I gave it more food. It ate and licked my hand. I laughed. I knew I had to do something. I couldn't leave it outside forever. So I picked up the puppy and walked home. I was nervous. I didn't know if my parents would say yes. When I reached home, my mom was surprised. She asked, "Where'd you find this puppy?" I told her everything. I told her how I found it, how it was alone, and how I couldn't leave it. My mom looked at the puppy. It was small, brown, and had kind eyes. My dad came and looked too. He touched its head and smiled. "We can keep it," he said, "but you must take care of it." I said yes. I was so happy. My sister jumped and clapped. We gave the puppy a name. We called it Lucky. Lucky became part of our family. He followed me everywhere. He slept near my bed and played with my sister. Every morning, he waited for me near the door. After school, he ran to me and licked my face. He was more than a pet. He was my best friend. One day, I was feeling sad. I had done badly on a test. I came home and didn't talk much. I went to my room and sat on the bed. Lucky came and jumped up. He looked at me and put his head on my lap. I started to cry. I didn't want to, but the tears came. Lucky didn't move. He just stayed there with me. I felt better. I felt he understood me. From that day, I knew Lucky was special. He didn't speak, but he listened. He didn't judge me. He just loved me. And I loved him too. After that day, Lucky and I became even closer. I took him for walks every evening after finishing my homework. Sometimes we walked in silence. Sometimes I talked to him like he was a person. I told him everything, about school, about my friends, about my dreams. He would look at me and wag his tail, and it always felt like he was listening. One time, I told him I wanted to become a teacher, and I laughed and said, "Would you sit in my class, Lucky?" He just barked once and licked my hand. I felt like he was saying yes. It's strange how animals can become part of your heart without using a single word. He wasn't just a dog anymore. He was part of my world. He was family. Every morning, Lucky would walk with me to school. He never came inside, of course, but he waited outside near the gate. When school finished, I would see him wagging his tail, jumping with joy, as if we had been apart for years, not just a few hours. The other children started noticing. They asked me about him. Some of them were scared at first, but soon everyone knew Lucky was kind. He never barked or bit anyone. He just waited, watched, and loved. One day, something strange happened. Lucky didn't come to school with me. I called him, but he stayed in his corner, not moving much. I thought maybe he was tired. I gave him food, but he didn't eat. That was not like him. Usually, he was always excited to eat and run around. I touched his head, and he felt hot. I became worried. I told my parents, and they also noticed something was wrong. We didn't have a vet in our small town, but there was one in the nearby city. It was far, but my dad said we should go. We placed Lucky in a basket with a soft blanket and took the bus. The road was long and bumpy, but Lucky stayed quiet. He looked at me with tired eyes. I held his paw the whole way. At the vet's clinic, they checked him carefully. The vet said he had a fever and some infection. He needed medicine and rest. I felt scared. I didn't want anything bad to happen to him. The vet gave us some medicine and told us to take good care of him for the next few days. At home, I stayed close to Lucky every moment. I gave him the medicine on time, made sure he drank water, and even fed him by hand. Slowly, he started to feel better. His tail wagged again. He stood up and took small steps. On the fourth day, he barked softly, and I smiled so big. It felt like the sun came out again. My parents said I did a good job. They said Lucky got better because of my care and love. I was proud, but more than that, I was thankful. I couldn't imagine my life without Lucky. Every small moment with him felt special now. Even watching him sleep made me happy. He had come into my life by chance, but now I knew he was meant to be with me.